My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to This Song Is Yours, a music podcast where we chat to a new guest each week, talk about their life and creative endeavours, and talk to them about some of the music they love. Our show works by chatting to our guests about music, but also getting them to make you a playlist of the songs they love. You can find the link to our playlist in the show notes. Welcome to episode 121. I'm your host, Simon Fink. Our guest today is Milan Ring. The singer, songwriter and producer has ended 2021 by releasing her incredible debut record, I'm Feeling Hopeful. In today's episode, we're speaking with Milan Ring about her production techniques, working with guests like Blessed and Barker, and the music of Genesis Owusu. Here we go. Our guest today is an incredible producer, singer, guitarist and rapper from Sydney, Australia. Having released beautiful R&B and neo-soul for years, she's just released her debut record entitled I'm Feeling Hopeful. Please welcome to This Song Is Yours, Milan Ring. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for your time. Where are you joining us from this afternoon?
I'm joining you from my lounge room / studio. Just in Dulwich Hill in Sydney on Gadigal land. Yeah, been living here for a while now.
Dulwich Hill is a beautiful area in Sydney.
Yeah, I love it. I grew up just in Petersham down the road. So, yeah, I haven't really left the inner west bubble.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I wanted to discuss, I guess, just to begin with, we are here today to talk about your debut album that came out very recently, I'm Feeling Hopeful. And it is like any artist, they're going to put their heart and soul into a debut record. They're going to try and make it the best of what it is. And without to blow smoke up your bum, sorry for saying that, but like you've knocked it out of the park completely. This is an incredible record.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. It's nice to hear that. I'm very proud of it. I still kind of pinch myself that I completed it. I don't know, it feels sort of surreal. But yeah.
Of course. The record only, I think, has been out for just a few weeks now, but it was feature album on Triple J. I believe it was album of the week on FBI radio. For you, I guess, from your perspective, what has the reaction been like, or how has it been received?
I think it's been received amazingly. I was very surprised to get album of the week for both Triple J and FBI. Honestly, I didn't really have much expectations. I was just like, I'm really proud of this body of work and I'm excited to put it out, and I hope, it's received well and people like it. But so far it's been, making a lot of noise. And I think just a lot of people writing to me, and people that I don't know have, heard it on the radio and written me really like personal, beautiful messages about like it made, to make someone kind of like turn their head and like change their day and go and write a message it's a big deal. Like, time is of the essence and we're all busy people. So it means a lot to me when people write. So yeah, I don't know, very grateful. And so many beautiful journalists and write-ups that I've read. They're really, really nice. So it's all been positive. I'm waiting for some negative to come in, but I'm relishing in the positive.
I think you'll be waiting a while for that, so hopefully you're not holding your breath with that. It is a gorgeous piece of work, and I think that just before, even when you said that you were not surprised to have it out, but like glad to kind of to have it out in the world, I can't kind of comprehend what it must have been like, because for this album, like any album, it is like it's like the artist's child or baby, or like it's a labor of love. And for this album, I know that it's not just you singing, you rapping, but you're also writing, you're producing. I believe you're mixing. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say mastering.
No, I got someone else to master.
I think the others are still quite impressive, all of them before. What was it like kind of taking on that project of doing everything on the album?
Yeah, I think for me, I wasn't going to make an album until I could do that. It's always something I've strived towards, having creative freedom and control. And I still collaborate with other people along the way, of course. I do. When I start to get into that like executive producer role, I sort of zoom out and try to detach from not fully detach from the song, but look like, I feel like top down and just look at the song at what it needs, and some songs I believe require, certain players, musicians to come in, or maybe some co-production and whatnot. But being able to do it all myself if I need, or some songs, I would kind of zoom out and be like, well, I thought I'd get another bass player on this, but this sounds good. I think my bass playing suits this song. So, I wouldn't do that. But I think for mixing too, I really enjoy that process. I think the journey of mixing is like a super enjoyable part for me, because it's about kind of crafting this whole little universe, this sonic space for myself to kind of sit in and be immersed in. So I lose a lot of hours and a lot of time, and I really enjoy it. And I just don't think anyone would put as much care into it than I would, and, unless I'm paying them like $5,000 plus a song or something like that. And it's not all about the money, because it's just something I truly enjoy doing. But I have a very particular way I want to hear things, and I want to hear my music, and I'm just mixing for myself. Like, it's purely selfish. I think mixing for me, it's like, I want to hear things in a certain spot and hear things in a certain way, and it's just striving towards achieving that, basically. So, yeah.
Of course. So, is it are you tough on yourself in terms of mixing, I guess, because you know that you have the ability to turn around and change, like say if you hear something that you don't like or enjoy, that because you know that you're going to be the one who's turning around to play the guitar or rewrite or re-sing, rap, whatever it is, are you more critical on yourself in that regard then?
I guess so. I think I'm my biggest critic, full stop. So, I mean, I'm used to being my biggest critic. So I think every step of the way I'm kind of, I guess, one way of looking at it is criticizing, or one way of looking at it is trying to strive to do better and get it to that spot. Not perfection, because that can't be attained, but just get it to that spot that feels good, striving towards that direction. So yeah, no, definitely. But I think there was a few times I got a little bit I had to step away, I think, spending so much time, producing and mixing it. So towards the tail end, I'd kind of step away and not listen to it for a few weeks and come back and then kind of finalize the mixes. So I definitely had to remove myself here and there, because I would get a bit bogged down by I suppose maybe criticism, or just trying to balance things. Because the thing is, once I started to mix, of course I went song by song, but I was mixing the whole album. So I would mix one song and then I'd go back to the other to make sure it was cohesive with the other one. So, because I really wanted the whole project to be super cohesive. Obviously, stylistically and musically, there's differences as it is, but I wanted like the space, like the universe, to be the same. So, and the levels and the mix to be the same, like ish. So as same as it can be comparing song to song. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm rambling.
Of course.
But yeah.
No, I got what you meant. You want, I think that your use of the word the universe, like its own universe, is kind of a good way to put it. In that you want it to, you don't want it to just be like a weird compilation of songs that kind of peak and flow. It is the one piece of work. Yeah.
So I wouldn't like finish a song, kind of mix it, and then put that aside. I'd like. Everything was working kind of in tandem, I would say. Like I'd build one song up and then I'd go to another and build that up and so on, So I was like constantly jumping around. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. The thing that was most frustrating was my computer just not handling the processing that I was asking for it to do. So toward the end, it started to get really like excruciating. I was like, tweaking something, couldn't even listen to it because it was just glitching. The CPU was just, just jumping up super high. So then I would bounce it out, listen to it, be like, oh, okay, I gotta go back. So I don't even want to think about how many hours of my life I lost just to like the computer not handling it. So now over here, I have my new laptop that I'm in the process of setting up. So I think 2022, it's all going to be about the speed. I'm going to be able to do things a bit quicker. So that will be really good because that definitely got super frustrating.
Of course, I think that if you've worn out a laptop by making this album, I think that you've obviously put in a lot of effort and the right amount of like. Well, just to wear down the machine, I think, is an impressive feat in itself.
I suppose.
With the songs on the record, they are all, sonically, they're all gorgeous. I know that you, along with singing and rapping and producing, as we've discussed, you're also quite an avid guitar player. There is your guitar there with you on the cover of the album. When you approach, I guess, the first part of the song, which is songwriting, do you have a preferred method of writing lyrics, writing a melody, writing the guitar part? Or does it just kind of, it changes song to song?
Yeah, it definitely changes a lot song to song. Every single song I could give you a different process, I suppose. Yeah, there's some songs I wrote just, guitar vocals sitting there, kind of classic singer-songwriter type of way of writing. There's a lot of songs that had, demo beats from another producer that I just wrote to. And then sometimes I would I usually, if the beat's already kind of there in demo form, I would write lyrics. And if the lyrics and like the vocals are worth taking further, then I'd start to put the guitars and then I'd get the stems and reproduce and arrange and stuff like that. So there's songs like that. There's some songs I found, like Hide With You started with a keys sample I found, and I was chopping it up and kind of came up with this loop, and then I put the bass line in, and then I put the beat in, and then later I put the vocals in. There's some songs I started with bass. Yeah, it's sort of different. I kind of just whatever I ended up jumping on that day, I suppose, that inspired a sound. Yeah.
The record has some beautiful features on it as well. Blessed is on Sydney Hugh, and I think in what's a really kind of intense, but in a good way, track on the album, Barker, on Let It Collide, is just a incredible song. When you're listening to these songs and you're writing them and you're kind of going through them, what was the process for yourself on working out who you wanted to kind of have on the record and who you wanted to feature?
Yeah. So Bless was involved in some co-production on quite a few of the songs. So I always knew I wanted to get his vocals on. He's such an incredible vocalist and songwriter as well as producer. So he was always like in my mind, but I just didn't know what song until like I picked all the features when basically the album was basically done, bar the mix. And then I was like, okay, I've left this spot and I'm going to make a spot here, blah, blah, blah. And with Sydney Hugh, that was a funny one. I was like on a flight to Adelaide, and I'm not sure if it was like the altitude, but I was listening to some of the album where it was at, and I heard Sydney Hugh, and I suddenly saw Blessed and I kind of on like a helicopter pad in the city, like back to back playing our guitars. And I was like, okay, oh my God, I'm going to get Blessed on this. And like, I want him to sing this chorus. I think it would sound amazing if he was singing the chorus. So yeah, then basically that was easy. He's like so quick and prolific and amazing to work with. He just like wrote his verse and yeah, that was, and guitars, he added guitars. I asked him to add guitars at the end, some extra kind of distorted guitars. And then with Barker, with Let It Glide, I actually tried to write some verses on that a few times. And they were right. They were right, but I don't know. I knew I wanted that to be like a super freaking raw, vulnerable, like brutally, like honest, truthful song. And it just wasn't, I don't know. I wasn't writing like that, or when I did write like that, I didn't like it. So I just left that, and then Barker was on my mind for quite some time, and especially after I saw her at a gig that we both did, and was chatting to her there. But yeah, she's incredible, and she's very open and honest and super vulnerable, like with the way she writes and the way she is, just in general and on social media and stuff. And it's really inspiring, and that she shares so much of her journey. So I thought that she would be like perfect, and it was beyond my expectations. When she sent those verses back, I was just like in tears. That was just beautiful and powerful, and it was perfect. And yeah, that was it. Song done. No like edits, no changes. It was just like, yep, great. Send me those stems. This is amazing. Thank you. So yeah, super, super grateful to work with her on that one. Yeah.
The most powerful designer drugs are the digital ones we use daily. And we get high off them. One touch, tap, like, scroll at a time. Just like tech creators want us to. Use digital without digital using you. Learn more at sync.ithra.com.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
It is an incredible track.
Obviously, COVID times. Oh, sorry. There's a bit of latency, so I just talked over you. Apologies.
That's okay. Go on.
I was just going to say, like, obviously COVID times, so doing everything by, distance and whatnot. But yeah, it'd be cool to. I'm excited to get back in the studio with some of these people again too. Like I haven't been in the studio with Bless for ages. But yeah. Anyway, that was just. I just interjected there. What were you going to say?
No. I appreciate this. The stream of consciousness. I like it. I was going to say that the song with Barker, Let It Glide, it is, as you said, it's very vulnerable, and I feel that the kind of whole record does touch on. It touches on some pretty weighty subjects, and it kind of is addressing like some pretty serious for lack of a better term, again, subjects, without, I guess, going into any great detail or any specifics, because it is obviously open for interpretation. When you are sitting down to kind of, write about mental health or whatever it may be, how do you approach the process of being as vulnerable as you want to be so that the song is like that powerful, but without, laying fact out on a song so that it's
Yeah. I think I've always written like that. Like, I suppose I've always used a lot of metaphors, and I've kind of kept things quite open to interpretation, because I do enjoy that in songs that I listen to. I think I also love like so much hip hop, which is quite literal a lot of the time as well. And I love that type of songwriting as well. So I do play with a little bit of both, but I don't know. I guess I mean, for this album, I knew I did have some other demos and stuff I was working on in like 2019 that I was, thinking, okay, these going to be an album. Like, I knew it was album time, but they were all kind of just sort of random songs, didn't really like fit together. They weren't like the cohesive project that I dreamed of. They were just literally just heaps of tracks, random tracks. And yeah, I kind of knew, oh, no, this is my debut album. Like, just be a bit more open, a bit more vulnerable, and like tell a bit more of your story. And then I think you need to like process some of these things and work through them and do that in music, because obviously that's like such an amazing space to process things and journal things and get them, out and off your mind and get the baggage off. And so when I kind of decided that, and when I was ready, I basically wrote most of the album in like 2 weeks. All the lyrics just sort of poured out. I guess I just got myself in a good space. I was, doing a lot of self-care and I don't know, I was just in a good space to just be open, I think, and let the words just sort of come out and be a bit of a conduit in a way, I always feel like I'm a bit of a vessel for music and words. Like all the best songs, they just sort of like fall out. Like, I mean, vomit out is not the nicest metaphor analogy, but like just sort of pour out and without too much like pushing, pushing them one way or another. I guess that's how I wrote most of the lyrics. They were just there, and then there was a couple of extra songs I added during lockdown, like "Keep Me Safe" was one. I was just, I don't know, kind of felt a bit melancholy and lonely one day, and I was thinking about things like to do with the album, and just jumped on my guitar and sung and wrote that one pretty quickly. But yeah, most of it was done early on. And like, I guess, look, I've observed a lot of I've experienced and observed a lot of, mental health and problems. I think we all do. We see that in our lives. And I feel like I've witnessed a lot of that, and a lot of, escapism and using this as an addiction and whatnot throughout my journey so far. And it's just something I think about, because it's so common, and it's so, I guess everyone's just trying to deal with this life and the difficulties and the challenges that it brings each and every one of us to varying degrees. But I think as I tried to kind of find ways to I guess cope with those things myself, like just cope with the challenges that life brings, I was reading more philosophy and psychology and spirit, and like diving more into my spirituality. And I think from that I found more peace. And then I just wanted to like write this album that kind of talked about all those things. Yeah.
100%. I feel that why it kind of this is my own personal take, so I can't speak for the other, great reviews that you are receiving for it, but it does almost, it deals with some pretty serious kind of weighty subjects, but I feel like it is almost like a healing record, that it's not that it's coming from a place of, not even woe is me, that's a bit dramatic, but like that it's absorbing these things that you've dealt with and learning to heal and kind of absorb them, and then what you're then doing to move on from that, if that makes sense.
For sure, yeah. Sorry, there's a bit of latency, so I'm a bit delayed to answer you. But I think I knew I wanted to talk about mental health and addiction and all these types of subjects, and I knew that I wanted to come at it from all different angles, so from outside in and inside out, and with no I don't want it to be judgmental. There's obviously a lot of judgment of self within that, but ultimately I wanted it to end with forgiveness and with letting it go and leaving it behind, because I think we hold on to so many things, hold on to so much regrets, and we don't allow ourselves to just move forward and and receive the blessings, and honestly, that's how I've always been in a way. I've always felt like I've held myself back in a certain way, and I needed to kind of make this album and deliver it to not do that, just to forgive myself and to have more hope and faith and believe that, and just, I guess, remember how connected we all are, and it's this human experience that we have, and even though we have different experiences, there's many that are very the same, and we're all kind of walking this planet together, and I wanted to feel, we need to remember that, I think sometimes we can feel like it's only happening to us or it's whatever it is, but we're also connected, and just to remember that we're together. So yeah, that's the hope that kind of is a line through the whole album.
Yeah, definitely. It is. I feel that's perfect kind of summary of it. I guess and this is a terrible segue, but on the topic of being together, you are taking the album on the road next year in April for the I'm Feeling Hopeful tour. Mm-hmm. How are you feeling in regards to, I guess, getting back out there and being able to, you've been working on this for 2 years, finally take it out and showcase some of these songs?
I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to start rehearsing with the band, and we have a nice little run of shows in Jan, and then the tour, yes, April, May. It looked like it's one of my favorite places to be on stage and sharing music and connecting with other musicians as well. And it's been definitely a few years of missing that. And I've been lucky and had some opportunities here and there in the last 2 years. But yes, I'm really looking forward to this run and actually going to a bunch of cities I haven't been to for so long. I haven't even been to Melbourne. We kept cancelling that show, moving that show. Same with Brisbane, Adelaide, and Perth. So very excited. And I hope it'll be a positive, heartwarming experience for everyone, because I know it's definitely going to be that for me.
I think that there's quite a number of people out there who are very excited about these shows and would probably feel the same. So it is definitely something to look forward to. Milan, would you be happy to talk about the playlist that you sent through to us?
Sure. There were my top 10 songs released this year, correct?
Yeah.
because I picked release this year, but I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be released this year or just like in general. But I did release this year because in general is like, that's just too hard. Okay, I'll try not to ramble too much because I'm doing that today. Okay. So I've got, not in any particular order, I have Yeba, How Many Years. It's from our album Dawn. It's a beautiful album, and that's the song that opens the album, and it's about her mother's passing. And yeah, it's just freaking heartbreaking in a very beautiful way. The chords are nuts. It's so nuts. It's so good. Love that song. It's probably like one of the favorites of the year. So this list is now in order. No. Anyway, okay, next is Lucky Day, Over. Love the nylon string guitar in that one. Lucky Days keeps releasing amazing music. He's dope. Cool. Next one is Genesis, Owusu, Centerfold. Yes, his whole album's really cool, but I'm obsessed with this reverse. He like reversed his vocals on that one, and I think it's really cool. It reminds me of like every time I hear it though, I think of the Simpsons and Eva Neckniage. What is it? Like Join the Navy. Yeah. Every time.
Join the Navy.
So that's my little Eva Neckniage like on that song. Yeah. Doja Cat, Get Into It. Yeah, because I guess, I don't know, here on TikTok this year, it's just like been everywhere. But it's pretty good. Like it's just got so much bounce, that chorus. Yeah, Lil Nas X. I wasn't really sure which song to pick from his album, but I just put Scoop down because that's a fun song. Georgia Smith's project, was it an album or an EP? I don't know. Gone, I really like. I like those chords as well. Yeah. Am I going through them too fast? So this is good.
No, this is great. Okay,
cool. Nairi, Closer. Nairi's album 3 is so beautiful. It's the best. And Closer is like, I don't know, it's such a sing-along. I've seen her perform it live a bunch of times, and it's like, it's almost got this 80s ballad sing-along thing going on, like in a really good way. So love that song. Hiatus Coyote, I actually got their record, the Mood Valiant, I think, on vinyl, and I'm obsessed with vinyl at the moment because I finally set up my like vinyl situation, and I have vinyl now, which is like such a bucket list moment. So I made sure I set up the vinyl for myself, but I also had heaps of vinyl to play anyway, and have this album. And there's this one song called Stone or Lavender that, I don't know, it just really surprised me. It's like a very, I don't know, I feel like it's very soulful, like very chill Hiatus Coyote. And it kind of turned my ear when I heard it. And yeah, Napalm just sings, her voice on it is just phenomenal. So love that song. I really like this artist called Child, spelt with 3 I's, and they've got a song called Awake that I like. And I had to put Khruangbin. I'm not sure if I pronounced their name right. I never know if I do, so I apologize if I'm not. But I always play Khruangbin like every few weeks when I need like a full off zen, like chill out day. I'll just pump them for ages. And Leon Bridges is on this one that they released a new song called B-Side. They've got some other songs with Leon Bridges that I think I like a bit better, but this one is cool too. And that is my 10 songs.
That was incredible. Some very, very solid choices. And yeah, that recent, again, I think I'm the same as you because I never know how to pronounce it. Khruangbin and Leon Bridges track, that new one, that is, I I think it's only a few weeks old, but it is an incredible track. So I'm looking forward to that second EP or album that they come out with.
Me too. Such a good combination. Yeah.
Milan, thank you very much for your time today and for being on the podcast. I do appreciate it. Congratulations on the album, and we look forward to seeing you when you tour next year.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Simon. And yeah, see you on tour.
And that's our show. A massive thank you to Milan Ring for her time. I'm Feeling Hopeful is out now, and we've left links in the show notes if you'd like to buy the record or see her on tour. We also want to give a huge shout out to Liz at PIAS Australia for helping out with today's interview. You can find a link to our Spotify playlist in the show notes, where you'll be able to listen to all of Milan Ring's picks. If you like this show, please subscribe wherever you get your pods and stay up to date when new episodes are released. We release new shows each Thursday and Friday morning, with guest playlists streaming on Spotify at the same time. You can follow the playlist profile on Spotify, and you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until next week, cheers.
The most powerful designer drugs are the digital ones we use daily. And we get high off them. When touch, tap, like, scroll at a time. You know, just like tech creators want us to. Use digital without digital using you. Learn more at sync.ithra.com.